Love and peace and happiness. Beautiful day, beautiful soul, and welcome back to Love, Peace, and Happiness Tarot. Coming to you live once again from Las Vegas. I go by Melinda NailFanatic, but you could call me Mel. I'm here to deliver your latest timeless collective channel message from the download series. So if you're here, it's by divine design. If it resonates, pick it up and run with it. If it doesn't, leave it where you found it. Either way, make your choices and decisions responsibly today, because you'll always have the consequences and repercussions to pay. If you have questions, I have answers. You can find these facts on the website and in the description box below the video. Oh, thank you for your love donations. Thank you for making the channel that we have here together grow like it does. Okay. The following message has been co-signed by the divine and sponsored by Spirit. And after these messages, we'll be right back. Yeah. So we pulled your 2 alpha and omega messages. We pull them first. We read them last. We put a nice bow on the energy that we go through here. And we discover them together. But let's see, what is the dominant energy on Earth for the humans that live here and the ones that are watching this reading whenever they find it? Please and thank you. The Sun. This came out in one of the shorts that I just produced. Sun card energy. It's like the culmination of everything leads to everything. But in the middle of all of that is your personal power. It talks about clear seeing. It talks about awareness in the daylight. All is seen. It talks about innocence. It talks about joy. It talks about happiness, good times, fun, play, living it up. I'm living my best life. Okay, that's the energy we have there. We're going to get the P&Q Oracle out. We haven't used it in a while. If you don't know, you're finna learn today. This was a deck that had been created by my 2 grandsons. They did it. They worked on it for a few years for me. They made me a bunch of pictures on little postcards, and I made a deck out of them, and I channeled the heck out of the messages on them. So I'm really excited that, because I sat here preparing to do your reading and asked Spirit, well, what decks do you want me to use? Because I used to before I used to get like guided to all these different decks, but that hasn't been for a while. Things shift around here. So today I was guided though to the P&Q Oracle, and I saw that we would do the entire main spread with the P&Q Oracle. So I'm really excited to see what's going to come out. I haven't used these cards in a while, but I'm sure they still do what they do because, oh, I heard better because I'm better. Okay, I've grown, I've evolved, and I've expanded since then. So yeah, it'll even be better. Okay, here we go. Starting out with, we have a school bus. So in the past, we were on the school bus in the past. Quentin drew this drawing in 2021. That's 4 years ago. So he was 5 when he drew this. But he drew us a yellow school bus. Yellow. Ooh, thank you. Yellow, connecting to the solar plexus chakra. Yeah, that's significant. That's epic because solar plexus chakra, this is where you take your actions from. This is your personal determination, authority, motivation, your drive, your determination, your movements, your actions. Solar plexus chakra has everything to do with that. So this is in the past energy about learning about I heard right use, right action, taking right action. They're showing me the noble truths of Buddhism. Right action is one of the noble truths of Buddhism. So there's been lessons. And it's like, yeah, learning the consequences and repercussions. Okay. That's in the past. What do we have in the current energy? What is in the current energy, please and thank you? I heard you guys missed the P&Q Oracle too. What's in the current energy? Can we have one card? Thank you. Perfect. Another card from Quentin. Oh, look at that. It's a Christmas tree with the star on top. It's surrounded in red. The Christmas tree's got a brown trunk and the star is brown, but the tree itself is green. So red and green. Root chakra and heart chakra. So this card is now saying like there's and it's like, look at the back. What does that look like to you? He's got a scribble with it where he wrote his name. It almost looks like a letter A didn't quite get formed. Okay. Now, so there's something there. Maybe somebody's about to get an A, but it's not all the way done. You still need the little cross into the center of it. But back to this side. Red, root chakra, green, heart chakra. And what I'm seeing is you're feeling secure now. You're feeling safe now. You're feeling prosperous. You're feeling abundant. You're feeling that you're feeling that you're feeling the energies of the root chakra effectively functioning. Okay. The root chakra is functioning well, and you can feel it in your heart. There's also the gratitude. Right now, like I see you extremely grateful for your home, your physical well-being, your health, your wealth, the food that you eat, the people in your life, the fact that you're safe, you're not in danger. I heard somebody just narrowly escaped some danger recently. Okay. And I'm being guided to pull off of the top of the deck for the remainder of our reading. So let's see what's in the hidden blessing. The hidden blessing. This is another Quentin drawing. And he drew his numbers for us. Yeah. Oh, this is awesome, because as I'm looking at it a little bit closer, trying to figure out what the heck I'm supposed to channel from this. First off, the numbers, they go from 1 to 21. You know what else goes from 1 to 21? And then, of course, there's the major arcana. So what's the hidden blessing? It's like you went through the entire process, because the major arcana is our process. They're life processes that we go through. And the fact that we have 1 through 21 here, it's like it's all out on the table. You went through all the processes. Now, the other thing that's standing out is this black border above and on the behind. This is the behind, okay? So it's like there was a lot of darkness. And then over there in the right corner, which is future side for me, is his name. You didn't know who you were. The hidden blessing is you had to go through this whole life cycle. You went through every phase of a cycle in order to discover who you were, to come out of the darkness, to come out of ignorance, to come out of a lack of awareness, to come into awareness, to come into consciousness, to come into understanding, to come into empowerment, to come into see who and what you truly are, because his name is on that future corner. And this is a hidden blessing in this is what I'm getting. So what's the challenge then? The challenge is that, okay, this is another Quentin drawing. It says, Mommy dropped her food out of the fridge, a cheeseburger. Mommy dropped her food out of the fridge. It's a cheeseburger. Okay. So the challenge is that, oh, I heard it's different than what you were taught at home. So this lesson for somebody like you might have some mainstream religious beliefs that is where you come from, right? The other thing is the challenge is everybody isn't going to handle the understanding you have properly. Oh, go back to the Christmas tree. They said the Christmas tree is also talking about the sacred secretion. It's talking about epiphanies and awareness. Okay, and I'm hearing somebody's already starting Christmas preparations, but I'm also getting that there's going to be some more great rewards, blessings, abundance that is huge, and it arrives. And yeah, they said it's huge and it arrives in the Christmas-ish time. Back to this challenge. So you could drop all this wisdom that you learned because you went through the whole cycles, right? But somebody else is going to drop it. They're not going to get it. They're not going to consume it. It will be thrown away. In other words, you can't force feed what you've learned to other people just because you've been through the whole thing. They got to come willingly, kind of like you on this channel. Like I can't go force what I've learned, what I see, what I know, and what worked for me down anybody's throat. Y'all got to click on the video. You know what I'm saying? You got to show up on YouTube, TikTok. You got to show up, click on the video, and then listen to what is being given. And then you have to take the decision to apply it if you want to. So that's the energy that I'm seeing here. Is like the challenge is Some people will drop what's meant to nourish them. Okay, what's meant to feed them. They just drop it. That's the challenge. Everybody doesn't take it for what it is. I heard they don't all take it at face value. They don't all see the wisdom in it. Everybody doesn't appreciate all the gems and the pearls of wisdom that you drop on them. And so that's kind of a challenge. Oh, well. Okay, I heard, oh, well. Yeah, somebody around does not get it. They just don't get it. Everybody doesn't get it. Some people are so stuck in, some people still think Christmas is real. I'm just saying. Some people still think Jesus was born on Christmas Eve, Christmas Day, whatever. They think that. They think that because they're still in a very restricted and controlled program. Anybody that's come out of that program is most likely aware that and realizes that Christmas Day really wasn't Jesus' birthday. And there's historical evidence to back that up. And somebody is just finding out right here. Go do your research. Okay. In your environment, what do we have? A good bad guy in the house sharing oranges. A good bad guy in the house sharing oranges. So this is giving me dragon energy. Somebody's Chinese zodiac sign dragon. A good bad guy. This means this is somebody who could really tear some stuff up, right? This person could tear some stuff up. But Quinta called him a good bad guy. That means this person actually don't have no bad intentions. This is like you a whole beast walking around here. You can tear anybody up, but you use your power for being a service, for being a protector, for being a provider. And this good bad guy is in the house and he's sharing oranges. What is the oranges? It's nourishment. It's natural nourishment. Okay. So we have somebody around you. The only way they could be a good bad guy is if they've been the bad guy before and they learned how to do the good, or they've been the good guy and they learned how to become the bad, but they have to have this balance. There's somebody in the house who has balance and a level of mastery of both light and their shadow attributes, which is necessary. It is necessary in order to walk in a balanced fashion. If you have the balance inside yourself, you don't require somebody external to you to be the counterbalance, whatever energy you're bringing. This person is sharing oranges. Orange, another color. What color is that for? And the whole class said the sacral chakra. Yes, you're right. Good job. The sacral chakra, dealing with your desires, your passion, dealing with your wants, dealing with the choices that you make. Okay. So there's somebody here who's sharing desire. There's somebody here who's sharing passion. There's somebody here who's sharing their wishes and their dreams. Okay. There's somebody here who's sharing their wishes and their dreams. Let me see the guidance in this energy. Another Quentin card. And it says, money and Mason is my friend from school. So it's money and Mason is my friend from school. Mason was Quentin's friend. Now, what was interesting, there's a couple things, because then you get the Mason, so then you get the word Freemasons out of that, and then that's a whole, like, you got 33rd degree knowledge. If you got Mason knowledge about money, wow. Okay, so guidance, apply your Masonry knowledge to money, right? And then with that statement, as I'm channeling that, I'm being shown that years ago, I saw a video, probably here on YouTube. Will Smith and his brother one summer while they were on vacation were guided from their father that they had to build a brick wall. Masonry. Their father instructed them to ensure that each brick was laid perfectly. Because if they did not lay every single brick perfectly, making sure that it was perfectly aligned and level and perfectly spaced, if it was not each brick laid perfectly, the wall would look crazy when it was done. And they showed the wall, and at the time I had seen the video, the wall was still standing, and it was a gorgeous, perfect wall. Never had given at that point until then thought to what it took to make a wall out of brick. So that energy is here. So it's build perfectly. In other words, there's this take your time to take each step correctly so that you can be building something that will last and that will be aesthetically appealing as well when you are finished with it. Okay. And then the confirmation came through for a reason. So there's that. Now, what else? Money. Guidance. Money is a friend. Money is not an enemy. Money is also your friend, because there's two ways to read this. This is the whole importance of commas in the American and English language. Thank you. In the English language. Money and Mason is my friend from school, which could sound like there's two. Money and Mason are both friends from school. But then it's like money, comma, and Mason is my friend from school, meaning there's money on the picture, but also Mason's name, who is a friend from school. Okay. And how did we start out in the past with the bus? With the bus? Oh, the yellow bus. And then I'm hearing, we all live on a yellow submarine, a yellow submarine, a yellow submarine. Okay. So that energy is there from school. Where did the school bus take them? To school. It took them to school. Somebody went through all the grades of school. All the grades of school had been completed. Now it's time to get the gifts of having gone through every grade in school. Everybody didn't take the lesson. Everybody didn't take the wisdom. Everybody didn't take the nourishment. Somebody here is showing a desire for that. Okay. Guidance is money. So the guidance is make sure you get paid. There's nothing wrong with you getting paid. What you know is valuable. Okay. And then when people pay for it, they're invested in it, which means they give it greater focus, attention. They value it more. People tend to value more the things that they pay for. Now I'm seeing a mason jar. If you touched a mason jar today, there's heavy emphasis, and this is a confirmation. Okay. And so going back to the mason knowledge about money, it's an energy, right? So apply the deeper knowledge, more profound knowledge, esoteric, mystic knowledge about money, about energy, about friends, and about the fact that money is also a friend. Okay. They said, don't ask for a discount from your friend. You don't ask somebody you love or care about to give you a discount at their business. No, you happily pay full price. And if they're in the place where you can leave a tip too. Why? Because you want the business to thrive. There's also that. Okay. Now I'm also getting, it's wise for you to circulate in your own local economy. I mean, rather than going to the big fast food chain Taco Bell, why not go find a mom and pop shop tacos? You know, they're saying something like that as well. Okay, I heard, because that's going to circulate more and generate more within your little local area. And so again, they're showing me energy, money as energy. So they're speaking literally and symbolically at the same time. Let me see where this is all taking us in the outcome energy, please. Oh, so this whole reading, first off, I want to say this whole reading, all these cards are drawn from Quentin. He's my second grandson. He was the little one at the time. So this is not the first. This is the second something about this. Maybe it was the second attempt, the second way of doing it, the second technique. Okay. And then the image that he has for us is a peacock. And he wrote a letter P, and there's a smiley face. And there's his peacock. Now, here's another thing about the peacock is not peacocking right now. And it might actually, it might actually be a peafowl, because its feathers are down. I don't really see the feathers there, but my baby said it was a peacock. So in that case, it should have a long tail of feathers there, right? Oh, I'm hearing somebody's going to realize that they mistakenly identified you. I heard it was a case of mistaken identity. Somebody misidentified you. They thought you were something and you were something else. I also see what I'm going to call a letter E over here, a little strangely shaped little letter E up here in the corner. So that's significant. Okay. And then again, the red dot, there's a check mark. Okay. And I'm seeing I owe you in this. Okay. Somebody here, there was a case of mistaken identity. They owe you. They're going to come back. They're going to pay you what they owe you. Somebody's going to pay you what they owe you, or it's going to come. If it's not that same person paying you what they owe you because of an experience that was had today, be ready to accept payment from somebody else because of what you did over here for a whole different person. Okay? Somebody violated in the past, that taught you a valuable lesson, but now that you got the wisdom out of it, you move forward into a new experience with a whole nother person on a whole different day, maybe even about a whole different thing. Either way, that person is very generous in some sort of way. They're generous towards you, and they're saying it's the energy circulating back to you for what was done in the past. So what does that mean? The light is coming to bring back everything the darkness stole. Now that you have wisdom about the darkness, now that you have some understanding under your belt, and now that you've been through the whole every bit of the cycle, you learn to appreciate that, hey, not everybody's going to take the wisdom that is dropped. Not everybody's going to consume it, process it, digest it. Some people are just going to drop it on the floor and go on about their merry way. Why? Because they know better. It was mom energy, so it could be somebody who is above you in the family hierarchy, or somebody who's older than you, somebody who's more mature, somebody who feels like, well, I know what you don't know type of advice. Somebody who can't be taught. Somebody who's not being teachable. It's at the bottom of the deck. Oh, okay. We have Princeton. I believe this is a Princeton drawing. I don't have a name or a date on this one, but I see P and sus. Okay, so something was sus. When I hear sus, I think suspect. And then what are these called? They're called megas. I forgot. I don't know. There's some kind of cartoon character. Imposters. There's some of them are imposters. I know that. The big letter P. Somebody was a big player. Somebody talked a lot. I see a mouth in that image. Okay, but everything, it's like you learned a lesson because everything that they said, it was triggering red flags in you. Somebody was trying to be an imposter. Somebody was imposter. They were pretending to be something that they weren't. You were suspect. So this person was suspect. You suspected something was going on. You were suspecting something was going on. The person's name could begin with the letter P, but they were a whole player. Okay, you could see the holes in their words. You could see the holes in what they offered. Okay, they were trying to make a straight face, but you could see something in their face even that lets you know that something was off. Now it's like in the beginning, they tried to come in. Maybe they tried to come in the night, but now it's daytime. You can see everything. Oh, no, that's not working. Okay. Apply the wisdom that you've learned. Okay. Because you suspected something. Next time you suspect something and it feels like that, remember that you were right. Either way, it took you to school and you still get your rewards for what you came to do in this. Okay, let's get into some tarot cards. Let's add some tarot cards to this mix. I want to use the Garbage Pail Kids deck. So let's see, what do we have for you? Wow, so we already have received the whole channel message off of the baby's drawings. I love it. That all of the lower chakras were coming up in this experience. Everything, the highest one that came out was the heart chakra. Somebody is about to come into a level of alignment where that once that heart chakra get flown, like you coming into the higher chakras there, somebody's going to come into the higher chakras, and that's going to change their life. They're going to start speaking for themselves. Now that they can feel it, they're going to begin to speak for themselves, okay? Because they will see what's happening in front of their face. They won't sit in suspect energy without questioning any longer. Now, when they suspect, they will question. They will speak. They will. I heard, get the person to tell them the truth now, okay? And they will listen to. They'll begin to listen to their inner voice, to the highest self, to the messages of the divine. They'll start getting insights. I see a person's going to start getting some insights. And there's this energy of not showing off. Don't show off in this, okay? Because remember, the peacock ain't flossing all the feathers. So the peacock flosses all the feathers because it's mating season, because it's showing off. That's how the peacock shows off its beauty to attract, right? So there's this energy of not showing off. Go ahead and get your money. The money is your friend. But remember, part of being the friend of the money is not to just be sharing it with everybody. You don't take your friend to just any old place. You don't bring just any old buddy around friends. You make sure that they're vetted. You make sure that you're good. You don't just do that. You're wise about how you move, okay? Let me see. What do we have in this experience? Show me with the tarot. Most important messages that you want the tribe to see. Thank you so much. Okay. Bottom of the deck. We're going to start there. Judgment. Judgment. Boney Tony is here with judgment. Peeling off the costume to see what is the foundation. What's the frame this thing is built on? What's it really is at its core. What it really is at its core is being revealed. The angel comes off and you're left with the skeleton, with the core. So something here, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like somebody was an imposter, right? They showed up like they were an angel. They showed up in a specific costume, uniform, presentation. The representative was thick. But as soon as all that came off, like you could see what it was at its core. You could see the skeleton. You could see the bones of it. You could see, oh, you ain't nothing like that costume you are. You ain't nothing. A whole different being. You're not even the same same type of creature. Okay. So back with the past now. The Knight of Wands with Patty Putty. Now, and did not tell you somebody said all kinds of stuff. Yeah, they came in riding in on their horse. Had their horse talking to you, saying all kinds of stuff. They was talking to you with the big mouth, saying all kinds of stuff, talking all these beautiful words. Talking all these beautiful words. All excited. They were all excited. They didn't know they were coming to get schooled, and neither did you. Okay. Current energy. What do we have? The Chariot. Velocity Victor. You're the winner. You actually moved through this really quickly because you had epiphany and awareness about your stability. Okay, so this made you very aware that like you're stable. Somebody could even come in like, oh, hold on, I'll help you. And you're like, I'm good. I don't, yeah, no, or I have something for you. I have a gift for you. Let me do a favor for you. And you're like, thanks. Okay, so that's quick. If you really want to, I heard, if you really want to, but that's up to you, okay? That's up to you. Huh. Yeah, I'm hearing you're thinking to yourself, yeah, you can do what you want to do, but it doesn't mean that I'm obligated to you. That part. Okay. What else? Hidden blessing. The Two of Swords. Armpit Brit. She got all kind of hair coming off her armpit. And don't give a dang. So what's the hidden blessing? Somebody didn't know how much awareness you had. They looked at you at the surface. You don't walk around with some kind of fancy robe to make it seem like, oh, I'm holier than you, or you know what I'm saying. You just walk around incognito, like you can't see me. Okay, so somebody did not know that you had went through every level, that you already got your degree and you know who you are. That kind of person try to come in and maybe tell you who you are, or show you what you should be, or try to program you, or suggest. I heard suggestibility. They try to use suggestibility to get you on board with what they came for, but they were an imposter anyways. Okay, the costume came off. Let me see. What else can you show us in the challenge? The King of Wands. Yeah, they were met with, look, I will burn this whole thing down. I will burn this whole thing down. Yeah. We have Frian Ryan. And it's like what they did not expect. Well, they came in and see, look, they came in with all them words and mouth was big, right? Your mouth don't come so big. So this is telling me you have to say less words. But the words you do say will burn it up, baby. Like this person has to use so many words, open their mouth so many times to try to be convincing, persuasive, you know what I'm saying? To try to program. But here's the thing, they were not expecting to be met by a person who, with very few words, very little words, could hit right to the point and burn down a whole false idea, the whole costume just melt off. Yeah. Long, dramatic pause. That part. Okay, let me see. What else can you show me? Oh yeah, they know. Alan Al showed up here. 9 of Wands energy. Okay, they're now blocked. Okay, whoever this is, they blocked. Yeah, see, they weren't expecting to meet the balanced version of you. They, whatever form of attachment or something that they tried to bring to the table was based off of a broken, injured, needy, toxic, codependent energy. They needed to attach to that in you, but they couldn't find that in you because you're balanced. You're showing up. Right now, they're giving me that you're the good bad guy, which means you have that mastery of your shadow and your light, and you have your own balance. You're your own counterbalance. You can do whatever you want to do up in this. That's why you got all the oranges, whatever you want to do. What it is though, if they want it to be that, maybe they want it to be that, they want to tap into that, they want to have access to what you got. Okay, yeah, but they came in ill prepared. They didn't get their own courage up. They could, they've been through a lot and they really need to process that before they try to come to you on some form of sneaky, because that's the energy. They suspect as heck. They're an imposter. They try to bring all their problems. I heard they try to bring all their problems. So now that you're standing in your power and you know who you are, and you're balanced, and you're not looking for somebody to come in and make it better and heal you and, oh, I need you. I just need you to sleep next to me every night. I need somebody to help me pay the bills, and I need somebody to take care of me. I heard no the heck I don't. I heard no the heck I don't need none of that. I got all that under control. I heard I got under control. And so then somebody finds themselves like on the outs because they needed to find one of those. It's like each one of those circumstances is a U joint that they could clamp onto, right? They could clamp onto it if it's there, but you ain't got none. You don't have nothing for them to clamp onto. You don't have nothing for them to hook themselves to. Is they showing me Velcro? They say if you got two, you with Velcro you have to have the hooks and the loops. If you got both loops, you ain't getting nothing. If you got both hooks, you ain't getting nothing. It's not gonna stick. Somebody couldn't stick because you had it all. I'm hearing you had it all, and you just showed them the loop side. If they showed up with loops, they showed up with their hooks. You showed up with your hooks too, and it just don't stick like that. It does not work. And so they're on the outs. Somebody is on the outs now. So let's see what else. Temperance, balanced Betty. Again, with the balance, I've been talking in this reading about how you've got the balance, and the inner alignment of self, the completion of what you've been doing, the complete self-awareness, the transparency of you, the realness that you are aware of who and what you are, and then utilizing your personal authority. It just wraps things up real quick. I heard you, it wraps things up real quick because you can't be persuaded, you can't be manipulated, you can't have the wool pulled over your eyes. The smoke and mirrors just don't work for you. Let me see what else. Yeah, 8 of Cups, Martha. So it's like you went through a whole transformation in this. Now you have wings, you can fly. You came out of the larva, you came out of the seed stage, you came out of this protective, I need to be in this stage to development. So the development of the solar plexus chakra is complete. I'm hearing the development of the solar plexus chakra is complete. Whatever experience you went through here helped you to solidify that. It's like it was an opportunity to solidify that, to be able to speak to a point to where it's effective language that helps you see with clarity, that helps you reach a point of conclusion that helps you deduce what you need to stay in an empowered state. I'm hearing, okay. I feel another tarot deck. You want to use the Spencer's tarot cards. Okay, this is a monster themed deck, so we'll see what comes out. We're going to see some more up in this. Spirit's not done talking to you yet, so hold on a minute. You still with me? Did you give it a thumbs up yet? Hype this video. Hype this video. Let more people find it. Let YouTube know that they want to spread this video because it matters, and it's something that you want. It's something that you choose, and there's something beneficial in here for you. So let's see what else we have coming out. Yeah. Thank you for the growth on our channel. Thank you for your beautiful presence. Thank you for being this agent of change wherever you're at, okay? For having boundaries and still having compassion. And, taking care of yourself first, but not being an egomaniac, okay? Some people don't understand it when we say these things, and they could try to apply this in a way that's lacking self-awareness, and that wouldn't accomplish much for them anyways, except for they'll still be in school, right? Somebody here, you got the degree, baby. You don't need to go to school no more. You completed the lesson, and you can just simply, it's like you can just walk away freely. You don't have to you don't have to offer that attachment. You don't have to offer that hook, that bond. You don't have to. You're good. Okay. So let's see what else we have for you at the bottom of the deck, coming out with the 5 of Swords with the angel. This is one thing. Angels got to learn, like, honey, you can love them, but that don't mean they're good for you. You can't betray yourself to be loyal to these people. That would be an act of self-sabotage. And so being in this divine state of awareness will cause that you will walk away from many, and many will walk away from you. You spit truth. You speak out to a point where, you burn up all their fake facades, all the representative, all the costumes, they just melt right off. And you get down to the core of who and what a person is. Everybody don't want to hear that. And that's okay. That's fine. You got to be good with you. Okay, let me see. What else can you show us? Yeah, Queen of Swords with the Amazon energy. Like, you had to learn to use you had to learn how to use your feminine energy, your intuitiveness, your kindness, your compassion from a safe and protected state where I will go to war for a woman like me type of vibes. Yeah. This had where you had to become a defender. You had to become a warrior in the past against anything that would violate the compassion, the love, the kindness that you have in you, that you freely overflow in this world. Okay, let me see, what else can you show me? The 2 of Pentacles with the elf. Amazon is so big, right? Then here comes this little elf, and they got a goal. They think they're just going to fire their little bow and arrow. And I'm just seeing, like, you're thin. The skin ain't thin enough. I'm hearing the skin ain't thin enough for the little tiny bow and arrow. Okay. I have Capricorn energy here. Okay. I also see you're now at a new vantage point. You're coming from a higher vantage point now because of the fact that you have overcome challenges and obstacles that were meant to throw you down, topple you, break you down. Okay. And they could not. They could not. What else can you show me? So we have the Mummy. Yeah, whatever way somebody tried to attack you, they were trying to come in a way that it's been done for a long time. First off, it's been done for a long time. But the awareness is that when people come with the agenda that is in violation of another person's free will, that comes in disrespect, that comes in violation, period, they literally restrict themselves. It's like there's a guard at the gate. So somebody's energy is restricted. You've been through every, so somebody tried to really get you to come out of your character and do what they wanted you to do, and they just like found a whole different type of beast. They did not know. All you knew was it was suspect. You put up a boundary. You said, I can't see your real face right now. It's almost as though you would look at a person and you can see the fakeness all over them. You're like, I wonder what your real face look like. Because this ain't it. I know there's another face of you and you ain't showing it to me. Let me see what else Spirit shows. The Three of Cups and the Witch. This person could have literally tried to manipulate you, and that could have been just through, again, they said earlier, suggestion. They use suggestion. Oh, it'd be nice to have, a brand new whatever. Suggestions. Oh, how great would it be if we went here and did this, and literally using suggestions to try to convince you. Others, they did this in more devious means by connecting to, uh, you know, entities, energies. Whatever it was that they did, they tried to manipulate a person out of their own free will. And boy, they found a powerhouse. Like even this, giving me elf energy, little tiny elf, right? Versus the big Amazon energy. Like you a whole Amazon in here. And even from there, as I look at the camera at the screen, I can see that the only thing that stands out boldly is that big old P that's a barrier, a blockage to the imposter. I'm just saying. That's what I see. What else? Yeah, Nine of Swords, the basilisk. And there is a knight climbing over the wall, shining a mirror at the basilisk, Nine of Swords. So here's the thing. This person, they think that they're doing all this stuff, but like I said, what they do goes back to them and they're only restricting themselves. There's a protector here, a guardian at the gate. They can't get past a certain point. Some of you have a literal guard gate. Some of y'all live in a community where, honey, you have to show your driver's license before you can come in here to a real person who will then open the gate only for you. And you can't have nobody else in the car type of thing, right? But even if you don't live like that, that's what's happening spiritually. You must understand. Okay. So somebody here, whoever this was that thought that they could cast spells on you, but yeah, I put a spell on you and now you're mine. No, the fuck you didn't. All you did was curse yourself, baby. The same way they thought that they were going to get over on you. Okay. Because you showed. And the thing is, this person been getting away with this for a long time. They get their hooks in, they get their claws in, and they just hold on and take all that they can from a person. And it's like they weren't expecting you to show up so protected in this. They were not expecting you to show up with the whole sword of truth in this. It cuts both ways. You know what I'm saying? It cuts on both sides. Like the truth that you speak, it gets straight to the point and burns up the costumes, the fakeness, the quit playing yourself. I heard quit playing yourself. What else do we have? The star. Yeah, you stay in your protected position. The tooth fairy is here. Allow the universe to continue to shower you with the beautiful things that you are worthy and deserving of. And it's like there are beautiful things and circumstances coming your way in this energy of what you have been through. Yeah, you went through something and it's time. Yeah, it's time. You learned all the lessons. You did I heard the whole, was it horse and pony show? You did the whole horse and pony show. Now, the phrase horse and pony show, why you want me to look into that? That's weird. Okay. You did the whole horse and pony show. I'm getting, okay, hold on 1 minute. Okay. Horse and pony show means, okay, an elaborate display or presentation, especially as part of a promotional campaign. So there's that. You did the whole horse and pony show. Okay. What else do you have that you can show me? The Four of Swords in the vampire. You can rest. First off, you can rest. Okay. You will know who is there to try to take your energy. And, you know, the funny thing is, it's like anybody that is up to no good is revealed in this. So they're saying for you, it's extremely important for you to continue to, I heard, validate yourself and speak your truth. Okay. Don't play. Don't play. Speak your truth. Don't self sabotage your stuff by trying to be so kind to people when you can just see that there's something off here. I heard, and stop trying to explain yourself to folks. You don't have to explain yourself to folks. You're getting realizations. And this is about what you do with your money, what the way you spend your time with your friends, okay, and friendly energies. I heard, and this is about friendly energies overall. Are these energies friendly or are they unfriendly? You've got a lot going for you, which is why this kind of stuff comes up for you. I mean, there would be no attack if you didn't have, I mean, if you, yeah, thank you. There would be no attack if you were sitting in lack. Thank you. They said that perfect. There would be no attack if you were sitting in lack. Thank you. One more time for emphasis. Yes, please, and thank you. There would be no attack if you were sitting in lack. Whether that is physically and or spiritually, energetically, because I'm hearing, yeah, a combination of all the above. So this is what I have for you. Let's go into your Alpha and Omega messages for the day. What do we have? The Eight of Emotion. You feel a deep longing for something meaningful in your life. In your heart, you know that there's more out there waiting for you in the world. It may be time to switch careers, move to a new home or a city, or initiate other important changes. Do what's right for you and seek out your magical new life. Now, how perfect is that message? Wow. What else do we have? Dear you, the simple yet powerful law of cause and effect means everything is in relationship. Every action on earth has a consequence, and even in the spirit world, there is a consequence for every action taken on your behalf. Right now, you're facing conditions that were set in motion by past decisions. Consequences are coming into being in your favor. They will remind you that making good choices and listening to your intuition pay off. In some things, if some things are a little off and uncertain, know that whatever you are facing, you can step beyond it just by using your imagination and acting on that instead of reacting to what is being presented. Everything you think and do has far reaching reverberations in the web of life. Move to higher ground and have faith that what goes around comes around. The universe is always self correcting anyway. Isn't that amazing? How we adore you. This message, I'm done with these people today because you know what? Both of these cards, I said all this already. I mean, in the beginning, it was like understanding the consequences and repercussions. Someone's going to school about learning about consequences and repercussions, right? And they used even the word consequence up in here. The law of cause and effect. Absolutely. And didn't I tell you in the beginning that somebody else is going to bring you your flowers? Because of what you did for somebody back then that ain't even attached to this one, but there's rewards, there's gains coming for you because of what you did. You're going to be shown to be exactly who and what you are, how you showed up. There's no mask, there's no costume. You show up authentically. And that might evolve, but there still was no costume. That might grow, but there still was no costume. That might expand, but there still was no costume. It was you. You're at your greatest today, and every today you will always be at your greatest because you know how to take the wisdom, the knowledge, and the experience and utilize it in a beautiful way and in a balanced way. So this is what I have for you at this time. So thankful and grateful for your beautiful presence. Thank you for hyping this video, giving it a thumbs up, sharing it, telling somebody about the channel, and coming back yourself. Until next time, sending you so much love and peace and happiness. Kamsahamnida. Gracias. Later, baby. That's all, folks. And I'm out.